This is an example for a regular expression, the thing you are going to learn in today's video. It is applicable in both cybersecurity for things like log analysis and in programming for input validation. We're going to use the website TryHackMe so you can follow along, where I answer the question teaching you along the way in the most engaging and practical way, as you can see on the screen right now. And I promise you, by the end of this video, you will be the master of regular expression. So if you're ready, let's get started. Hopefully you have already searched this room on TryHackMe called the regular expression and you are ready to get started. Okay, so after you join the room, you can see different tasks. For example, this is introduction, and we're just going to click complete, and it will give you this kind of correct answer. And the lead task start here at task number 2. If you open this one, you can see there is a different exposition over here, but I'm not going to read them all. But my task is to teach you by answering this question. So for the first question, it says this: match all of the following characters. So the purpose of this question is that we have a text file which consists of these characters. Let me show you in a practical format. Okay, for me, I've already created this file called character.txt. If I use cat command on that, you can see character like this. You can see this. I've already put these characters inside of this file. So in order to match these characters, for example, you're looking for these characters inside a file, you are going to use, for example, grep command -i for case insensitive and -e, which allow you to add your regular expression. You are going to add the regular expression inside this quotation mark. For our case, if we need to match a certain character, we are going to use the curly brackets, the square brackets like this, and any characters that you put inside of here is going to be matched on that text you are looking in. For example, if I put C alone like this, and I put the name of the file in front of it, you can see we only match the letter C. If you need to match all of these letters, we're going to put them all inside of this file, inside of the square bracket. We're going to say C, O, and G, and hit enter. As you can see, it match all the file. So to answer this question, we're going to say square brackets like this, and you are going to put C, O, and G, and we hit enter. You can see it is the correct answer. And the next question says that match all of the following words. Okay, right now we have these words we need to match, but to match this word we need to think critically and analytically. For example, if we look at this word cat, fat, and hat, you can see both of these words end up within the 80 letters. So the last letters of these words are the same, so we don't need to match them. But what you need to match is the first characters. To do that, we are going to use the square brackets like this, and inside of this we need to put the first letters of which letter, because those are one that keep on changing. So we are going to put C, F, and T, and in front of this square bracket we just need to put this neutral word which is AT. So we are going to say AT like this, and we are going to hit enter. It is wrong. Why? I don't know. Okay, we put T instead of H over here, so we are going to put H, enter, and it is the correct answer. Now the next one is say that match all of the following words. We have cat, we have cat, we have hat, we have hat. But notice, here we have capital letter C, here we have small letter c, here we have capital letter H, here we have small letter h. So to do this, we are going to use the square bracket as always, but the first word is the one that keep on changing. The last two characters remain constant, which is A and T. So for this case, because we have capital letter C and small letter c, and capital letter H and small letter h, we are going to say C and small letter c, capital letter H and small letter h, and in front of it we are going to put AT like this, and you are going to hit enter, and it is a correct answer. Hopefully you are understanding this stuff. If you don't, put them in the comment below, and I will try to explain to you what you are not understanding. Okay, so the next one is, it says that match all of the following file names. So for this case we have file 1, file 2, file 3, and file 4 all the way to file 9. So how do we match this one? We need to break them down. Okay, so if for this case we have file, and then you have file, we have file, we can notice we have letters and we have the digits in front of them. So first of all, we need first to match the letters, but the behavior in letters, you can see the first character is the one that keep on changing, which means we have capital letter F and the small letter f. So we need to put them inside of a square bracket. We are going to use a square bracket like this, and we put capital letter F and the small letter f. And the next to the first character, we can see these three characters ILE. They keep constant until the end of each word. Okay, so for this one we just put them as neutral like this, and we need to match the digits So here I'm introducing you to something called the range. And to specify the range, we need to put a square bracket. And to specify the range, for example, from number 1 to number 9, we need to use the dash notation, which means we need to say 1, then dash, which is like a minus sign, and then we need to put the number that we need to end up to. For example, if you look at this one, which is say F, let me put them in the terminal so you can see them clearly. For example, here we say the range, it will be like 1 to 9. So here this one will match number 1 to number 9. And let me create that file over here so that I can show you in a practical form. So I'm going to use nano, then I'm going to say, for example, w.txt and enter, and I'm going to copy this file to show you how I'm going to match them using the real terminal. So I'm going to copy all of these and put them on my terminal, on my text editor over here. Control Shift V like this, Control S for saving, Control X to exit. Okay, I'm going to use grep minus I, then E for regular expression, and inside here I'm going to put the expression that we wrote over there, which was square bracket, capital F, letter F, small letter f, then we say ILE, then over here we put the number 1 all the way through number 9, because the last one is a digit, and in front of it we are going to provide the text file. If we hit like that, you can see we have matched all of the files, which is what we wanted, and that is why if we hit enter on this question, we are going to get the correct answer. And the last one over here, it says match all of the file names of the question 4, which is this one over here, except file 7. Now we need to exclude file number 7, and we need to use something called a heart symbol, or sometimes it is called caret. It looks like this. Okay, so for this case we need to match the same files. So the first part will remain the same, will be like this, F, and here will be ILE, and here we will have the same square bracket, but inside the square bracket we need to start with the heart symbol, which is caret, and then we need to, in front of caret, we need to put the number that we need to exclude, which is number 7. And remember, the caret is used inside of a square bracket like this, and if we hit enter, it is correct, but you might be confused. How does that work? Let me put it on a terminal to show you how it works. I'm going to do the following. I'm gonna put it caret and then 7, and if I hit enter, you can see file number 7 has been excluded. That is how it works. Okay, so let us move to the next task. Welcome to task number 3, which is wildcard and optional characters, and this is explanation of how we are going to answer the following questions. And here we can see we needed to match all of the following words, which is cat, hat, fat, and rat. Okay, so to do this, we are not going to use the square brackets, because in this task we need to utilize something called the wildcard and optional characters. And to answer this question, we need to first to analyze the words. For example, if here we can see a T is the common to all of the words, but the first letter is the one that keep on changing. And the character that we are going to utilize here for the words that keep on changing on the first characters, but the last one remain the same, we are going to use the dot character. If we put dot over here, and in front of it you can put a T like this, this dot is going to be replaced by any letter. For example, if we enter over here, we can see it is a correct answer. But let me explain to you in a practical format so you understand what do I mean by that. For here, I'm going to create a text file known as nano n.txt. Okay, n.txt, and inside of here we're going to create letters that start with C and end with T. For example, I can say cat like this. I can say car. For example, I'm just making up words that start with C and end up with T. For example, cat, we can have site, for example, like this. We can have CVT like this. We can have CBT, whatever, I don't know what that means. We can have CPT, for example, I don't know what that means, maybe captain or something. After this, I'm going to save this file, and I'm going to show you how we can use the dot character to find or to match all the text, all the words on this file. We are going to say grep like this, then minus I, then regular expression, and inside here we are going to use the C, because C is constant and the T is constant, but the middle letter is the one that keep on changing. So for this one, we're going to use dot, because dot is going to be replaced by any letter that can be found in that file, and in front of it I'm going to put the name of that file like this. As you can see, I put grape but instead of grape, so we are going to say grape. Enter. You can see it is going to match all of this stuff, because the dot is going to be replaced by any letter that is put, that wherever the dot is going to be put. For example, if we put a dot in front of it, it is going to be replaced by any letter in front of it. So the position of this dot, that is where any letter can be put on instead of a dot. Hopefully it is understood. If it is not, leave the comment below and I'll try to explain to you in a much simpler way. I think that is simpler. It's simple, I can go up to this point. So for this case, this dot is going to be replaced by C, F, H, and R. Okay, for the next one, we have match all of the following words. We have cat, and then we have cats. As you can see over here, the first two letters are the one that keep on changing, and there is S in front of it. So to match all of this, we are going to utilize the knowledge from the task 1 by using the square brackets, and you are going to put the first two letters, which is capital letter C and this small letter c, and in front of it we can see A and T are the constant for all of the words. So we are going to say A and T, and then we are going to put S. But notice there is no S on the first letter, but there is S in the second letter. For this one, we are going to use the character question mark. We are going to use the question mark. This question mark says that this, if we put a question mark in front of a certain character, this means that this character over here is optional. So if it is there, it is going to be matched. If it is not there, it is not going to be matched. For example, if we apply this regular expression, it is going to find that it is going to the cat, and it will see that there is no S over there because S is optional, so it is going to match the cat only. But if it go to the cats, it will see, okay, S is there, but on this word S is also there. So this S over here is optional if you put it in, if you put the question mark in front of it. If you don't put a question mark like this, you're going to get a wrong answer. But if you put a question mark like this, it is going, if you put a question mark in front of S, it is going to make S to be optional, and if we hit enter, you can see it is the correct word. So this question mark in front of any character, it made that character as an option argument. Hopefully that is understood. So if we go here to the next one, it says match the following domain name cat.xyz. Okay, we can see cat is constant, xyz is constant, so we are just going to say something like a cat like this, and then we need to use the reverse flash like this in order to disable this dot, because if we say dot as itself, if you say dot as itself like this, if we say dot like this, it is going to be replaced by any letter. But if we use the reverse flash, if we use the reverse like this, it is going to disable the dot, and it is going to match the dot inside on this text over here, and we are going to say xyz like this, and if we enter, it is correct. Okay, hopefully it is understood, because if we don't put this flash, then dot, it is going to be translated as the dot on this first question over here. Okay, the next one, it says that match the following domain names. We have cat.xyz, we have cats.xyz, we have hats.xyz. So let us think about this one. So here we can see AT, we can see ATS, we can see ATS. So it means that we can start with the square bracket and put C and H inside of that. Okay, let us try that one out. So we can put C and T and H. Okay, then we can see there is AT and ATS. So for that one, we're going to say ATS, then the question mark, because S is optional, and then we need to use reverse flash in order to disable the dot character and match the dot character on the text. So we're going to flash, then a dot like that, and then we are going to finish off with XYZ because it is constant in both. And let's hope this is the last answer. Oh, it is correct. Okay, hopefully you have understood how I did that question. If you have not, just leave the comment below and I will answer your question. So the next one is, it says match every 4 letters string that doesn't end in any letter from N to Z. So for this one, we need to match every 4 letter string that doesn't end in any of the letters from N to Z. For this one, remember I told you dot is going to be replaced by any letter. So for this one, because the word is a 4-letter string and it should not end with any, it should not end in letters from N all the way to letter Z. So for this one, we are going to use the 3 dots, because these 3 dots will be replaced by any letter for 3 times. Let me explain using terminal. If we have the first dot here, this dot will be replaced by 1 single letter. This one will be replaced. This will be 2 words, and this will be 3 words. Okay, hopefully it is understood like that. And then we need to add an exclusion from N to Z. To add this one, we are going to use the square bracket, and inside of this one we are going to use the caret to exclude letters from N all the way to Z, like this. And if we hit enter, you can see it is correct. Okay, why did we use the 3 dots? Because the last letter will be from this exclusion. So the letters from previously from the letter before N all the way to letter A, that will be included at the end, and the letters from N to Z will be excluded from our string. And the next one, we need to match the letter but, bats, heart, hearts, but not rat or rats. And we need to use the heart symbol. So how do we do this one? So here we have but, then we have bats, we have heart, then we have hearts, but not the rat and the rats. So for this one, we just need to exclude this one. Okay, so we assume this is one text file, but we need to exclude rat and rats, rats or rats. So how do we do that? For that one, we need to do the following. We are just going to use the square bracket like this, and then we are going to use the caret. And because we need to exclude those one, we are going to use YARA over here, and in front of it we are going to put ATS, and we are going to use the question mark because it is optional and it is correct. As you can see, what goes on over here is that we need to exclude this one, so we cannot include this one. Okay, because this is a single file. Let me do this in terminal so that you can see it in practice. Okay, if I copy this one, and we are going to create a simple text file. So we're going to say nano, let's say test, for example 3.txt, enter, Control Shift V, and we have to add rat, and we need to add rats as well, but the task is not to include rat and rats. So what I did there, I say grep -IE, then inside of here we are going to use the regular expression that we used over there, which was a caret and the YARA, and outside of here we say ATS, then question mark because S is optional, and in front of which we are going to provide the file which is test3.txt, enter. You can see it matches everything else but not rat and rats, because we have excluded it using this regular expression over here. So hopefully that is understood. Let's go to the next task. Welcome to task number 4, which we are going to look at meta characters and repetitions. Okay, so we can see here there is a lot of exposition. You can read them, but I'm going straight to the questions. Here we are being told that we need to match the following words. We see there is cat, and we see there is 4s. Okay, so for this one we are just going to say cat, and we are going to say s like this. But we can see s, it is repeated multiple times. For that case, we can use the plus symbol like this, but because now we know exactly how many s's are there, we are going to use curly brackets like this, and inside of this curly bracket we need to provide a number of how many times this letter s has been repeated. So for that case, we are going to say number 4. So this is a way to represent repeated characters, and we can hit enter, and you can get a correct answer like that. Okay. Okay, the next one, it says that match all of the following words. Use the star sign. We can see here we have cat, we have cats, we have cats. Okay, so what did the star sign mean? Star symbol, it consists of 2 things. Okay, let me go to the terminal and show you what do I mean by that. Okay, Control Shift plus, then we are going into temporary directory. So what does it mean in this? Let me show you. Okay, so we have been told to use the star. This star, when it comes to regular expression, it combines the functionality of plus and the functionality of question mark. This plus, it means that if you put, for example, Tom, then plus, this plus here, it means that there can be more than one M. Okay, and we don't know how many M are there, but if we put it optional, or if we put a question mark like this, we can see this M is optional. Okay, it means that this M over here is optional. It is not mandatory, it is optional. But this star, it check for both of these two. Okay, whether there is multiple M or the M is optional. So for our case over here, on this question over here, for our case, we are going to say cut like this, because you can see over here, we can see there is capital letter C, small letter c, so we need to use square bracket first and put them inside C and C, and in front of it we are going to put A and T, then S, and then we are going to put the star in front of it and enter. Like that, it is correct, because S over here is optional, but over here there is multiple S. So this star is going to provide the question mark capability on this cut in the middle, and this star is going to provide the plus multiple repetition on this one over here. And notice this one is different from this one. For this one we have multiple words. For this one we were just matching one. We were matching one word only, which has 4 S's that we can see over here, and we know exactly there is 4. That is why we used this one. Hopefully it is understood. Let's go to the next question. Here it says match all of the following sentences using the plus sign. We can see we have Regex, we have Regex over here. Here we have Regex go and brr, and here we have brr. Okay, so here we can see the first characters as the same, so we are just going to say Regex, then go like this, then the changes are going to the YARA character over here. So for this case we have 2 words. We have the first word and the second word, and for this one we just don't know how many errors are there. We just keep that assumption. We don't know how many errors are there. So for this case we need to use plus, which means there might be only one error, or there might be multiple errors. So for that case we are going to hit enter. Okay, it is correct. Hopefully you have understood. If you put a plus, it means that there can be only single error, or there can be multiple errors. Hopefully you have understood. Okay, the next one is say that match all of the following file names. We can see here we have AB, we have BB, we have CBA, and then we have digits. So for this one we have words and then we have digits. So for matching these we are going to use something called square bracket like this, and we are going to put AB and ABC inside of it. We are going to say ABC, and we don't know how many times these one are going to be repeated, so we are going to use the curly bracket, and inside of the curly bracket we need to put the numbers that may represent how many times these letters can be repeated. Okay, for this case we can see there is AB, there is ABC, and there is only C, so it can be repeated once or 3 or 2 times. Okay, so this one is how we represent range inside of the curly bracket. So this represents the range from 1 to 3, which means there can be only A, or there can be only AB, or there can be both of them at the same time. So this is how we represent this first part over here. And the second part, you can see there are digits, and these digits you can see there is 4 digits. Okay, there is 4 digits, but all of them they consist of 2 numbers, 0 and 1. So what we are going to do there, we are going to say square bracket 0 1 over here, and they happen 4 times. Okay, they happen 4 times, so we are going to put 4 over here, and we are going to put enter like that. I hope you have understood what I mean by that, or to show you how it works in practical form, so that you can at least understand what I'm doing over here. So we're going to copy this one out. We're going to create a mock file. Let it call it mock.txt like this. Control Shift V, Control S to save, Control X, and then we are going to use the grep command like this, and then we're going to say -IE like this, and we're going to provide the regular expression inside of here, which we said will be like this, and inside of here we have A, B, and C, and here we are going to provide the how many times these letters can appear together, in what form these letters can appear together. They can appear once, two times together. They can be it can let me explain that, reiterate that one once again. Here we are going to provide the range, which is 1 to 3, which means that these letters can either appear once, or they can appear in 2 groups or in 3 groups. That is what it means over here, the range from 1 to 3. And then after that we need to provide another one that we need to provide is the range for numbers, which consists of 2, 1, and 0. And here we need to provide the range, which is 4, and in front of it we need to put the file, which is mock.txt. As you can see, it matches all of them. That is how this was being done. So hopefully you have understood and you have seen it on action, and like that. And if you are still watching this video till this moment, consider subscribing. Okay, let's continue. Let us do the next question, which says match all of the following file names. We can see there is file 0, file 2, file 12, file 20, file 99. So to do that, we can see the first one over here, file it is similar to the task number 1. So we are going to just use the square brackets like this, the square brackets, and then we are going to provide F, the capital letter F and the small letter f, and then ILE like this. But the last one, we can see these are digits. Okay, these are digits, and if for digits we are going to use the /d like this, which is going to match all the digits. But we need to say how many digits are there. The digits range from 1 all the way to 2 digits. Okay, like this. So this %d is used to match the digits, and this is how we provide the range of the digits. There can be only 2 digits, or there can be 1 digit. That is what we provide over here. Hopefully it is understood. So we hit enter. So the next one, it says match all of the following folder names. We can see curly tools and curly bracket tools. So curly tools is the same, but in the middle, that is where there is the change. Okay, so for this case we are going to say curly like this, and to represent the space character using the regular expression, we are going to use the reverse slash, and then we are going to provide s. But because we don't know how many spaces there, we are going to provide the plus symbol over here, and then we end up with tools like this, and hit enter. As you can see, it is correct. Okay, then here we need to match all of the following names. We can see there is the staff at GTFOB like that, and the Lamau like that. So it means that the first one over here is the normal alphanumeric word, or the normal word, but the last one over here, we can see it is a non-alphanumeric words. So what we are going to do over here, we are going to use the /w like this, the reverse slash w, which is going to match all of the words, all of the alphanumeric characters. As you can see over here, we have alphanumeric characters, and if we count them, we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are 5-letter words. So we need to provide the range inside of the bracket of I'm sorry, I clicked enter on a mistake, by mistake. So over here we're going to say 5, because these are 5-letter words, and in front of it you can see a non-alphanumeric characters, and to represent the non-alphanumeric characters, we need to use the capital letter W like this, and let us see if we hit enter. It is correct. Okay, so here it is going to match the 5-letter word, and this capital letter W is the negation of the small letter w, and it is going to match all non-alphanumeric characters, which include @ symbol, hashtag, or the exclamation mark. Okay, the next question say we need to match the string in quotes, and we need to use the star sign and the small letter s and the capital letter S. Here the small letter s is going to match the white space, and the capital letter S is going to match anything else than the white space. So our string is the one over here. So what we need to do is we need to start with analyzing the string. For here we can see we have non-white space characters, then we have a white space, and then we have another non-white characters. So for this case we are going to use capital letter S. For this case we are going to use capital letter S because it is going to match anything else than the white space. Then after that we need to use the small letter s like this because there is a white space over here, and after that we are going to use another capital letter S over here because these are non-white space characters over here, as you can see. And if we hit enter, we can see, oh, it is a incorrect answer. Okay, because if we say just this one, it means that there is just a single non-alphanumeric character and then single non-white space character. It means there is single white space, there is a single non-white character, which if I put it into practice and show you visual, what we just did there, like what we just did there, this one over here, it represents the word like this one. For example, Y space and T, it represents something like this. But because we need to match the entire string, we don't know how many of these words are there, we don't know the white space, how many white space is there, and we don't know how many string is going to continue. We need to use the star because the star, it represents option and the multiple characters. So for this one we're going to say star like this, we're going also to say star like this, and then over here also we're going to say star like this, and then we're going to hit enter, and it is the correct answer. The next one, it says we need to match every 9 character string with letters, number, and symbol that doesn't end with the exclamation mark sign. So for this case, any other character which consists of all of these stuff. So to match all of this, we need to use the capital letter S because it represents every character except the white space. And because it is a 9 character string, we need to use the curly brackets, and we need to put here 8. Why 8? Because we can see here we need to make sure that the character doesn't end in an exclamation mark. It means an exclamation mark is the part of this 9 character string. So to make sure that this does not included, we need to use the square brackets, and we need to use caret like this, and we need to add the exclamation mark, and we need to hit enter, and that is the correct answer. Hopefully you have understood what I did there. The percentage is the capital letter S with reverse slash. It is going to represent anything else than the white space. That is why we have letters, numbers, and symbols except the white space. And this curly bracket, it represents the length of these characters, and this square bracket with the caret inside of it and exclamation mark, it is going to exclude the exclamation mark sign. And after that we need to match all of the file names using the plus. The next question, I mean, we need to match all of the file names use the plus symbol, using the plus symbol. Okay, so here we have /c, then unnecessarily long file names, and the not1 like that. So how do we do that? We need to match all of this one by using the plus symbol. Okay, for this case we can see we start with the dot over here. If we can notice over here we have a dot. So to include a dot, we need to make sure that we disable it so that we can match it, because dot is part of the regular expression qualifiers. Okay, after that, after this means we are going to start with a dot, and after that we can see there is a long string. Okay, so for a long string we are going just to use the W because we are going to match the word after that. We are going to match the word after. We are going to match the word after the dot sign, and because we don't know how long the word is going to be, we are going to use the plus qualifier. And after that we can see over here we have the digit at the end, and the digit is optional. Okay, you can see the digit at the end. Let me try to do the following: this, then D, and what if I do this one? What will happen? we can see it is immediately the wrong answer. And what if I use plus? I'm just trying to test things out. What if I do this? It is continues to be long. Why I added this digit? Because you can see here we have 1. Okay, so what if I say I do like this? It is still the wrong answer. Okay, let us analyze this one. You can see there is bash, and we can see here the note does not have the dot in front of, behind of it. Okay, so what we need to do over here, we need to make this dot an optional. And what if I do this? It is still wrong. But what if I do /%d and make this optional? You can see it is still wrong. It is still wrong. What could be the problem? Because we have already done all of this stuff. What if I do the following? What if I do this one and do something like this? It will still be wrong. Wow, it is still wrong. So I'm not editing this out because I need you to see how I approach this stuff. I know the watch time might be bad, whatever the thing can be bad, but if we need to continue, can skip this part. But I need you guys to see how I struggle and how I solve this stuff. Okay, so let us analyze it again. We can see here we have the dot, then bash rc, then we have dot unnecessary long file name, and then we have the not 1. Okay, so for that case we can see we have the dot over here, and we made the dot to be optional, and then after that we can see we have the word in front of it, which is w over here. Okay, because we don't know how long the word is going to be, that is why I have put a plus symbol over here. And then we have this not 1, which has this string over here. So what if I do the following? If I say d and this one over here, if I say 1 like that, it is still wrong stuff. I'm trying to see what I'm doing wrong. Okay, this is correct. Okay, I've understood. So we just put w and plus because we don't know what is coming in front. After that, it means that if we do this /w plus, it means there is multiple string that comes after the first word. Okay, so there is multiple characters that comes after that. That is what it means. The w plus, it is going to match the everything from the word. For example, it matches this one, it matches everything, and here over here it is going to match everything as well, and here it is going to match everything as well. So that is it for the task number 4. Now let us go to the last task, which is task number 5. Welcome to task number 5, which we are going to finalize today's lecture, and we are going to answer the last questions for today. Okay, so here we have the first question, which says match every string that is start with the password semicolon followed by any 10 characters excluding 0. So for this case, in order to match the word that is start with the password semicolon, we are going to use caret. And note that we are going to use caret over here. And note that if you use caret outside of the square bracket, it is going to match the words that start with the phrase that you provide after the caret. For our case, if we put the following like this, we copy this one and put it over here. Caret here, it is going to match all of the words that start with this one. But if we put caret inside of square bracket like this, it is going to exclude words which have the following string. Hopefully that is understood. So outside of caret is going to match the words that start with this one. But we need to follow by any 10 characters excluding 0. For this case, we need to exclude 0 like this. We need to exclude 0, so we are going to use a square bracket caret and exclude 0, and we need to use curly bracket to provide the 10 character string. So we need to put 10 over here and enter. Hopefully it is correct. Okay, so hopefully you've understood. It starts with password, then we are going to exclude 0, and here we are going to provide the length of the string. Okay, remember from the previous task. The next one, it says match the username in the beginning of line, not the space. Okay, we need to note the space over here. Okay, so for this one we are going to use a caret like this, and then we are going to say username like that, and then semicolon, and then we are going to use /s like that, and hopefully it is correct. It is wrong. Why it is wrong? We can see there is a space over here. I think we need to put is a plus to make sure that, because we don't know how many spaces there. No, it is simply wrong. What if I say like this one? There is one space. It is simply continue to be wrong. Okay, I've used something wrong. I've used a forward slash instead of reverse slash. So here it is correct. Okay, so the next one, it says match every line that doesn't start with a digit doesn't start with a digit. Okay, so we need to match every line that it doesn't start with a digit. So we need to negate the digit, and for this case I think we are going to use this one. We are going to say caret start with, then you are going to use reverse slash and the %d, because %d is going to negate all the digits. If we use small letter d, here we are saying we need all the words that start with a digit. But if we use capital letter D, here we need all the words that doesn't start with the letter D. And if we hit enter, it is correct. Hopefully you have understood. And here we need to match this string at the end of the line. Okay, so here this is an interesting question, because this is the character that is used to match the word that end in a particular string. For example, we use the caret to match the word that start at a particular string, but we use the $sign in order to match the word that end in a particular string. If we say $, for example, then yam, it means that we need all the string that ends with this character, with this word yam. Okay, so for our case over here, we have been given E or F, and then it need to end with this one. So we need to find all the string that end with this word. For this case, we are going to use E or F like this, and we need to provide this one, and we need to disable that one. We need to disable this one over here, because this is the regular expression qualifier, and then we need to put our qualifier over there. Hopefully you have understood. This qualifier over here is the one that is used to match the string that ends with this particular word. But if we don't use the forward slash, this is going to be treated as the qualifier. So if we use the forward slash the same way we used it in the dot qualifier, it is going to disable this qualifier. So we're going to hit enter like that, and it is the correct answer. Okay, the next one, it says match all the following sentences. For example, here it says I use nano, here it says I use vim. You can see the first part it is the same, but the last part is different. For this one, we are going to use either or operator, which is represented by pipe. Pipe is the character that goes like this. Okay, so if we say A pipe B, it means that it is A or B, either one of them or both of them. Okay, so for this case, we are going to say I use, and then we are going to use bracket like this, and we are going to say nano pipe vim, and if we hit enter, it is correct. Okay, hopefully you have understood. It will be I use either nano or I use either vim. So the next one, it says match all lines that start with this sign over here, followed by any single digit, followed by this one over here, followed by one or more non-white space character. So let us break it down one by one. Match all lines that start with the $sign. So for this case, we are going to use caret, then $sign like that. Then it needs to be followed by any single digit, mark, which means we are going to say %d, and then I think we need to put 1, because this one is going to match all of the digits but here we need only single digit. Okay, then followed by this one, which is $. So we need to disable it first, and then we need to put it over there because it is the qualifier. Then followed by 1, then followed by 1 or more non-white space characters. So for our case, we're going to say this one, then S, and then plus, because we don't know how many white. Okay, we need to followed by 1 or more non-white space characters. So it need to be the capital letter S to disable that. And if we hit enter, it is wrong. Okay, I don't know why it is wrong, but what if I do this? I delete that one, and it is wrong because I use the I use the forward slash over here, I think. Yeah, it is wrong. Let me put that one back. It is still wrong. Why? Okay, here we have a caret, this one, then we have this one over here, and here we have this one. We have disabled it, and then we have followed by 1 or more non-white space characters. What if I do this? It is still wrong. I don't know what I'm doing wrong over here. So here it says 1 digit, single digit, followed by any single digit. Okay, let us break it down again. As always, I'm not going to remove this. I need you to see how I struggle. Match all of the lines that start with the $, then followed by any single digit, followed by $. I think the mistake is on something here. I think over here, followed by any single digit. Okay, because if we say /D is going to match every digit, and if I put here star, if I put only 1 like this, it is still a mistake. Okay, let us go to the next one, and we are going to come back to that one as well, because we cannot waste time on one question. Okay, here it says match every possible IPv4 IP addresses using meta characters and groups. Okay, meta characters and groups, which means we need to combine things together. Okay, so for this case, we need to know how IPv4 structure looks like. And if we go to my terminal over here, we know IPv4 looks like this. We have something like 192.1, for example, 192.168.0. For example, something like 8, like this. Okay, so it means that this has a 4 octets of IPv4 address, and this number can be from 0 to 255. So it is a digit number. Okay, from 0 to 255. So it is either 1 digit or it is 3 digit. So to represent that, we are going to use / reverse slash then D, and then we need to provide the range of that number, which is 1 all the way to 3. Okay, and then after that we have this dot over here. So we need to provide the dot. We need to disable it and provide the dot. Okay, then this one over here is going to happen 3 times. So we need to enclose it inside of these brackets. I don't know to call them. I don't know how to call them. Then after that, we need to provide the curly bracket and provide the number of repetition that this is going to occur. And we know it is going to occur 3 times before it is going to the end. So we are going to say 3 times over here, and after that we need to provide the regular expression for the last number over here, which will be similar to this one inside over here without the dot. So we're going to copy this one out, and then we're going to put it over here. We're going to paste it over here, and let us hope this is the correct answer. We're going to copy it out, and then we are going to put it on triarch me over here, and hopefully it is correct. And it is correct. Okay, now the next one, we need to match all of these emails while also adding the username and the domain name, not the TLD or the top level domain. So we need to match all of these one over here. So how do we do that? First of all, we need to break it down. Okay, let us see the structure of an email over here and break it down step by step. For example, we have an email says, for example, hello at gmail.com, like this. Okay, hello at gmail.com, and then in front of it we have something like let us break it down. I'm exhausted. So here we have a normal string, and then we have a non-alphanumeric character, then we have another string, we have a dot, and then we have another string. So what we're going to do here, we are going first to match the first string. We are going to say W, and then we are going to say plus, because we cannot predict how long this string is going to be, because every user is different. Then after that, we need to match this non-alphanumeric character, but for email this doesn't change, so we are just going to put it as it is, as it is, like this. And then we have another string over there. We are going to say /w plus, and then we need to provide this dot over here, which we are going to say like this, then dot in order to disable it. And then after that we have this .com, which it is the same. We assume the top level domain is going to be .com always. We assume, because some company use their own domain, but for our case we are going to use .com. So after doing this, we need to enclose this one inside of those. I don't know, those are called which bracket, I don't know. I need to go and check them out. This one. Okay, we're going to enclose this one, and then we're going to enclose this one as well. And I think this is correct, and we are going to copy this regular expression over here, and then we're going to put it on here and submit. And it is wrong. Why? I don't know why it is wrong. We have provided everything. We have given it the reverse /w. Okay, I've put it inside over here instead of outside. So like that, it is correct. And if we go to conclusion, we can just put this one. But remember, we have this one ninja over here, which is which we have not done. So let us think about it, because I don't need to just leave you guys out hanging. So we have to match all of the lines that start with this one. All of the lines that start with this one over here. Okay, let us do that. Like that, and then we need it. Okay, I know where I put a mistake. We need to disable it like this. Disable it first, like that, and then followed by any single digit, like this, %d, which is any single digit. Then followed by that again, we need to disable it, and after that we need to follow by one or many non-white spaces. So we're going plus. Yeah, it is still long. Why it is still long? Okay, we do this one. We go to D, like this one. Okay, what if I do it like this? It is correct. So we just need to put %d /d like that, and like that we have just completed this room on TryHackMe. And hopefully I have not bored you or anything, and you have learned a lot from this room. As always, I'm the new YouTuber, and I will keep uploading this video till I improve and I help you to become something in cybersecurity world. I am MasterTVT. See you on the next video. Goodbye.